Hey, welcome again to our lesson in Practical Research 2. So today we will discuss about strengths and weaknesses of quantitative research. Okay, so in this module, we have this learning competency. So the learner describe characteristics, strengths, weaknesses, and kinds of quantitative research. Then your objectives. So describe strengths of quantitative research and describe weaknesses of quantitative research. Okay, so for this modules, I have also another set of resources. So the PowerPoint presentation, which I already uploaded in Moodle, our online classroom. So you can scan there, so download it and study it for your additional references for this topic. Okay. Introduction. Planning and performing the essential parts of conducting quantitative research is very crucial. In gathering, analyzing data, you could experience circumstances that are beyond your control. In order to minimize false conclusion, you need to consider standard processes in conducting the study. These processes include appropriate research designs, valid instruments, right respondents, enough sample size, ethical considerations, suitable statistical tools, and precise interpretation of results and findings. So in this paragraph, it talks about the process that you're going to go through when you have or you conduct your research. Okay, so to minimize this false conclusion, you need to follow these steps. Okay, so in quantity, it is already a rigid step because it is highly structurized. So we have already a format, so I will just show you in the preceding discussion, or the next discussion, the format of our research. Okay, so these are the processes involved. Okay, let's try this. So kapareho, choose the letter of the word that corresponds in the meaning to the italicized word in a sentence. Circle the letter of your answer. Number 1. The government's approval rating generalized the performance of the leaders of the country. So the answer is... Okay, very good. Letter C. It is widely applicable. Then number 2. Student's project is unique and can be hardly replicated. Okay, your answer is correct. Letter D. Duplicated. Number 3. The media should have an unbiased news reporting. Okay, what's your answer? Okay, very good. Correct answer is C. Favored. Okay, number 4. The argument of the reporter is superficial because it lacks support. Okay, the correct answer is, you're right. That is letter B. Shallow. Then, number 5. The tuition fee of other private colleges and universities is costly. Okay, what do you mean by costly? Okay, you're correct. It is A. Expensive. Okay, I hope you're right. So, in all of these exercises, are you all correct? So, have you able to get the correct answer in these exercises? Okay, now let's proceed to our next activity. Okay, for the guide questions, so you just write here the positive and negative in your activity. So your output here should be, you should type it in the Microsoft Word and email to my Gmail account. I will post it later in the last part of our discussion. Okay, we'll proceed. Okay, these are the strengths and weaknesses of quantitative research. So this is according to Palmer 2019. So strengths, number one, it is generalizable. So this can approximately represent a wider population because of its greater number of respondents. So that's why it's very important in quantitative research to have a larger sample. The larger the sample, the better, because we can give a correct representation of all the population we conducted a survey, because it will give a uniform or the uh, how do you call it, the overall impression in that population. Okay, it will generalize the result based on the quantity of also of the population. Okay, it is like surveying a certain class with uh, the TV program that they like the most to watch. So if 80% of them would like to watch example Provinciano, so you can generalize that they love that uh, teleserye. Okay, and letter B, it is objective. So the use of systematic and mathematical procedures in summarizing and analyzing the data is scientifically accurate and rational. Okay, so take note, it is systematic and mathematical procedures. This eliminates the biases in conducting the research, because you follow a scientific procedure. Okay, and in analyzing data, it is also based on statistical tools. So you already learned that in your probability and statistics in grade 11. Okay, I hope you recall those tools, especially the Pearson R, t-test, etc. Okay, and letter C, it can be replicated. Repetition of this study in other location and different sets of respondents is allowed. It can be compared with its related studies, since it has a well-structured standard. Okay, so because quantitative research is structured, so it has already a pattern, so anyone can replicate it to other location. Example, if I'm going to conduct a study here in MAA about the most favorite social media sites served by the students, so I'm going to conduct it to other school like in Santa Ana and City High, so I can copy that as well. So that is one of the strengths of uh, quantitative research. So it has sort of pattern already. Okay, letter D, it can process faster data analysis. So this is an advantage of quanti compared to quali, because you have these technical softwares. I think you're familiar with SPSS. Also in Microsoft Excel, it has a add-in tool, the analysis tool pack. It can help you analyze large data. So in just one click, it can give you already an answer in just matter of minutes. Okay, so unlike in qualitative research, you're going to find the themes and you're going to interpret it based on the uh, scenarios or context of the participants. So it is much harder, unlike in this quanti. So we'll use these tools, so it can help us really save time in analyzing data. Letter E, it can test hypothesis. Okay, so as you know, in our before we conduct study, we have a hypothesis. So these are the questions that we need to uh, answer. So just like what we discussed already in your probability and statistics, we have a two types of hypothesis: the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So in quanti, we're going to test our null hypothesis. So it is the statement of negation, but there's no significant relationship between math scores and IQ, etc. So we're going to test it. Okay, so using statistical tools to prove our hypothesis is true or not. The letter F, it is unbiased. Okay, just what said earlier, it's unbiased because it is already structured. Then also, aside from that, it follows a random sampling. So any one of the respondents can participate in a study. So you can select randomly. Unlike in quali, it's more a purposive sampling technique. So based on your study or what is your purpose, so you will select. But in quanti, you're going to select randomly. So I think it is discussed already the types of sampling in your grade 10 mathematics, and also in your general mathematics also in grade 11. So I hope you have a review on that matter. Okay, for weaknesses, may miss some circumstantial or contextual facts. Okay, in the process of data collection, the researcher can explain the meaning of the questions for respondents. There are no opportunities for the respondents to explain their answers. It may gather much narrower and shallow data set. Okay, so as you can see, or if you have an advanced reading, so we have already, if you have seen a questionnaire, it is a set or close-ended questions. You just need to select in the Likert scale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yung starting from low, very low, low, average, etc. So by that, the respondents cannot really give their answers, why they choose number 3 or why they choose number 5. So that's it. Also the weaknesses. Okay, we cannot elaborate more why they choose this. Okay, for letter B, a fixed structure may lead to its inflexibility process of discovery. Okay, because it's already structurized, or yeah, it's more on scientific approach, so it is inflexible. Okay, so just like in qualitative research, it's flexible, so you can discover more themes while you conduct the study along the way. So it is a emergent design. In quanti, it is not emergent, it's already fixed, so you need to follow the set of processes, the tools you need for analyzing your study. Okay, so it is not flexible anymore. That is one of the weakness. And letter C, it can lead to structural bias and false representation. So the researcher may define more personalized and standard questions instead of the respondent reflection. Okay, so this is on making the survey, or also in the interpretation of results. So sometimes as a researcher, so we need our study to have this result. So because of this, we tend to be biased to our study. So it is a must also as a researcher that we must be fair. So we should not be biased. We should not incline to this side. So whatever the result, so we just accept it. Okay. Then letter D. So it is costly. So when we conducting a study, especially in quanti, it's very costly, especially in reproducing your questionnaires. Okay. So in my experience also as a researcher, when I conduct my study in my doctorate, so I really spend, I think, 5,000 pesos in reproducing my questionnaires, because it's region-wide study in region 11. So I spend a lot of money to reproduce the questionnaires. Okay, so to reduce also the cost, I encourage you to reduce your questionnaires so to 2 pages only, to avoid the cost in reproducing it. Okay, let's do this. So draw a happy face on the blank if each characteristic describes a strength, and sad face if it's a weakness. Okay, number 1, it can process faster data analysis. The answer is, okay, correct. It is a happy face. It is a strength of quantitative research. Number 2, has confirmation bias. Okay, the answer is sad face. Okay, and number 3, it can test hypothesis. Okay, correct. It is a happy face. And number 4, has more objective result. Okay, you're right. That is a happy face. Number 5, fixed structure may lead to inflexibility process of discovery. Okay, correct. That is a sad face. Number 6, it can be replicated in other settings. Is a happy face. You're right. Number 7, it can minimize personal bias. Happy face or sad face? Okay, that is a happy face. Okay, number 8, may miss some circumstantial or contextual facts. That is a sad face. Okay, number 9, study may not elaborate human ideas. That is a, okay, correct. That is a sad face. And number 10, it can lead to structural bias and false representation. Okay, the same. It is sad face. Okay, I hope you got all the answers in this exercise. Okay, let's proceed. Then remember this to sum up with our lesson for the day. So the following are the strengths of quantitative research. First, it is generalizable, objective, can process faster data analysis, can test hypothesis, and it is unbiased. And for the weaknesses, may miss some circumstantial or contextual facts. A fixed structure may lead to its inflexible process of discovery. Can lead to structural bias and false representation. And lastly, it's very costly. Okay, for your assessment, I want you to answer this. Okay, so this is I think 1 to 5 question only. Okay, so just have your answers in Microsoft Word. So you email it on the email ad I will post on the screen. Okay, I think you're already seeing it in my screen. Okay, so this for our assessment for this module. So to have a further readings, so you read the additional PowerPoint presentation I give. So I already uploaded it, so you study it. So to have a better understanding of this competency, strengths and weaknesses of quantitative research. If you have questions, you can go or have an email to me or PM me in Facebook account. You already know what is my Facebook account. Search my name, okay, and also you can reach me through Edmodo, through chat. Okay, so I think that's all for a day. So thank you and God bless.